Hi and welcome to High Road. My name's Andrew, and guess what? I'm moving. So this little space that you've been seeing me in my videos for the past few years, where I've been building foot drums, also building a guitar. This little space, I thought before I pack it all up and it's all gone forever, I thought you might be curious to see what it's like, how big this space actually is, which is not very big. So let me give you a little bit of a look. So this is a 2-car garage where you can fit 2 cars end to end. But this little area at the back here, this is where I've been working. Pretty tiny, right? That's just a little fold-out table. And it's just basically the last sort of meter or two of the garage here that I've been working in all this time. It's going to be a hell of a job to try and pack it up and move it, but I'm looking forward to the new place. See it? Here it is. Now obviously, as you can see, this is just a standard household bedroom. It's not even a particularly big one. This is 3 meters by 3.2 meters, which is 10 feet by 10 feet for the American viewers. And I've only been able to get it that big because I took the wardrobe doors off of this cupboard here, which gives me the full depth of that wardrobe. It's got a bedroom ceiling fan and a bedroom window, and you know, it's a bedroom, so it's not soundproof. This is not a soundproof studio like, you know, that video series that you may have watched. This is just a bedroom, but I have fitted it out the way I like. So I painted it kind of my typical signature grey, and I've got my usual acoustic treatment in here, which you might have recognized from that studio build. So this room is really set up for recording and mixing and filming YouTube videos. I've got my studio monitor set up here alongside the desk that I built, and I've got my first reflection points covered with acoustic foam, even on the ceiling. In the very corners I've got my bass traps, because in a tiny room like this you really have to have bass under control, otherwise it's going to sound terrible. Now this room is just wide enough for me to fit my drum kit. So this is actually my drum kit currently in practice mode. I've got my low volume cymbals and I've got some practice pads to deaden it down. The reason I can fit it in there is because I use a skinny kick, which you can see there. And I'll probably do a video soon on how to actually deaden down a drum kit like this for suburban noise levels. Over on the left here I've got my foot drums, which, you know, is a good place for me to practice on them. So they're all set up there. Over on this side I've got my guitar and amp, and I've got my keyboard. At the back here is a bit of a storage cupboard where I'm keeping some film lighting, my microphones and various gear, which I'm still sort of organising, and a bit more storage up the top. And if you're wondering what's on the other side of this window, well, it's my new shed. Let me give you a tour. So this is a typical Australian backyard metal shed. Probably is about the size of a 1.5 car garage. And at the moment I've got a lot of organising to do. All my stuff's in here, but it's not really particularly well organised. Over here I've got a bench where I plan to do guitar setups and stuff. Over here I've got a great big lovely red toolbox where all my guitar tools currently are organised. Over there I've got all my regular tools, screwdrivers, sandpaper, nails, screws, tape, pliers, all that kind of stuff. More stuff I need to organize. Oh, and over here I've got wood panels, my miter saw, stuff like that. The other side of the shed, that's really just all my, personal stuff that I've got to try and organize. That's just household storage. And down there you can see I've got a bit of work to do in cleaning up. But yeah, this end of the shed is where I'm going to be doing all my DIY projects. So I think you're going to get pretty used to seeing this little background on YouTube from now on. Now I imagine you might be wondering, do I plan to turn this shed into a recording studio? No, not at the moment. At the moment, I'm happy for this to just be a shed and for my bedroom studio to just be a bedroom studio. But who knows what'll happen in the future. Well, I hope you like the new place because you're going to be seeing a lot more of it on this channel. Speaking of which, if you want to learn how to make music, record music, and build musical stuff, start now by subscribing down below and click on the bell so that you don't miss anything. See you in the next video. Bye for now.